Hello and welcome to LinkedIn Made Simple, the LMS show with my co-author, Ryan Rhoten. I am hesitant to bring said Ryan Rhoten on screen because I can see what he looks like in the studio right now.
Boom. What's up?
What happened? I mean, did the trip to the hairdresser not go that well?
No, we found some miracle hair growth stuff along the way.
My goodness. Well, I've always said you need a decent set of follicles on you, brother.
Yeah, I got them. And I was inspired because I was reading this great book, LinkedIn Made Simple.
Number one.
That's one. And it just inspired me.
Very good.
Tally counter right here.
Very good. All right. Well, I'm going to pull up the broadcast on my phone so I can see the comments. We got 5 right now, ticking up 7. Hello. Do ask any questions along in chat if you would like us to answer anything at all about LinkedIn.
LinkedIn Made Simple, the book, the course and group program.
I should start taking this down.
12 more to go.
I'm not happy with the placement of Curious AF. It's way too big. I don't need that. I need
But you got new digs. I like your digs. Those are
nice.
Nice.
It's a bit foggy in my LA pied-à-terre. Yes. So, all right, man. First of all, how are you? Where are you? You look like you're home.
Yes.
All good?
Yeah, good. Back home. Been home for like 3 weeks now. We're debating where we go next.
Excellent.
And when I say debating, I mean I am listening to wherever my wife wants to go next.
Ah, yes. that kind of debate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, hey, let's just get in and go. And
yeah,
that hasn't worked out yet. But she also has conferences we have to fly to. So
understood. All right, brother. I am going to I don't know if you can tell, but I am messing around with my brand new toy. Have you heard of?
I have heard of that. I think it's a ridiculous name, but that's okay.
Yeah. So I sprung for the package. So $100 a year, 109 plus taxes, and now I can do all kinds of cool stuff like this. How about that?
Boom.
Indeed.
Man.
All right. So yeah, this is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to. Is that big enough to see for you? Can you read that? I'll move out of the way.
I cannot.
Okay. So, what about if I do? Well, I guess this.
Oh, boom! Now I gotcha.
Yeah. Now I can hear you, but I can't see you. But you can hear me, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I got
you. All right,
you.
man. I'll keep bringing you back on to get your take. All right. So the end of stories. One of my pals got this, and well, I'm not going to miss stories. I played around with stories for a bit, and it was a bit of a confusing message because one friend said, well, does this mean that it's just like company pages that won't be able to do that? Because it refers to page admins, which is kind of odd, right? Page admins, it's not very clear. But right. I think it's basically stories are ending for everyone. So individuals and admins, company page admins. So what do you think of that? Surprised, disappointed?
Let me think.
Hold on, look, you've lost your hair, Samson.
Yeah, so I was reading this great book this past weekend, LinkedIn Made Simple, and I realized as I was looking at my app, so on your phone, LinkedIn app,
yes,
stories were way down on the bottom. Like they were, I had to scroll to maybe three posts in order to find them. And I think because of the placement of it just lost. Like in Instagram, they're right on top. So you go there, like you just naturally go there. But here they buried them. And then the other challenge I had was if you had a company page, you were an admin on a company page, or you had show pages, all of those showed up first before you could even scroll to find someone who'd posted a story.
Right.
And right now I look and Danielle has posted a story today, and #dog has posted a story.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it's not wonderful, and it was touch and go. And for me, the fact that ephemeral, why ephemeral? Why can't we pin? Why does it have to be fleeting? I don't get that. If you've created some content which you're particularly happy with, particularly if it's getting good engagement, then why should it disappear after 24 hours? I don't get that at all.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Right. So, but it was done in an interesting way. The announcement was done in an interesting way. It was like, watch this space, because more exciting stuff is coming down the pipe in regards to video specifically. So, I guess we'll have to wait to see, what exactly that means.
That we will. I will say I won't. I mean, I know you won't either, but I'm pretty sure most people won't miss stories.
Right. No, I think that, I mean, there were some people that said, "Oh, I really loved it." But yeah, I agree with you. So we shall see. All right. So moving on. Let's let me do this. All right. This next slide is the CM. The CM effect. What does CM stand for?
What does that stand for? I don't know.
You look like John Asperian. Sorry, John, but if you're watching that, I know.
Hey, John read this book, LinkedIn Made Simple.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is that 4 or 5? Yeah. So here I've highlighted two comments from people that I know, love and trust. And the first is my engagement has come down since putting creator mode on. I've started tagging more people. Doesn't seem to help. I turn it off once, and we'll probably turn it off again soon. And then you got the different, the completely different reaction. Was I was late putting creator mode on, but I've seen an increase of views. So one person is saying, no, my engagement is down, right? And then so we're talking about engagement. The other person is saying, no, my views have gone up. And they're both trying to say, well, this is because of CM. And I don't understand why people are doing that. I mean, I guess it's a natural thing to try and look for correlation, but of course it's not causation, right? And the fact is that, as we've discussed many times before, there are so many different factors that go into both reach and engagement, and I'll talk about those in a moment.
We cover a lot of that in LinkedIn Made Simple too. So,
yeah, six. And so, yeah, it kind of bugs me that people are, grasping at straws. Because, like I said, there's too many factors. It could just be an algo tweak that's doing whatever for you, or you feel is happening for you. But CM just shuffles things around on your profile page. That's all it does, right? So I said there's no downstream effect that is logical to me just when you shuffle a few things around on your profile page. Now there are those 5 so-called topics that you get to choose. LinkedIn calls them topics, but they're actually, they're like dead zombie hashtags because they're non-clickable. We don't know what the effect of those is, whether it's downstream or whether it somehow, helps with people coming to you.
Right.
Can you just like, I give up. Yeah. Yeah. So you look like someone else I know. So yeah, that's my take on that. Let me go to the next slide. So I was talking about the difference. I was talking about the difference between reach and engagement, and I came up with this this infographic, and I just at one point I thought, oh, hold on a second, I can explain both reach and engagement with birds on a wire, and that's the difference, right? So the more reach you get, then the more chance of engagement, and if you get above average reach, which this line should be further along here, then there's a good chance that you get more engagement. And that's ideally what you want, but those are the differences.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing to keep in mind too is that people, I believe, are just looking for instant results. Like they just want stuff to happen. Like, oh, I turned on creator mode, boom, everything's gonna go up, or and
right,
that's just part of who we are, I guess. Today is this we want instant gratification. And
without a doubt,
I don't think that was ever the intent of creator mode.
No, I think it's designed to pull out people who are thinking about producing content, right? It's designed to invite them into the whole concept of, hey, publish on LinkedIn, good things will happen, and that's fine. So it highlights things like follower count, and it brings up your non-commented content. And it gets you in that mode. But this, I think, it doesn't move the needle. But it's interesting that you should have a cat on your head, because, as I put it, the cat's gone. As I put it, saying creator mode has done X for your content is like saying that your cat staring out the window at your grass is making your grass grow faster or more slowly. It's like, that's correlation. It's not. It's right. It's not even that, but it's certainly not causation. All right, man, let me go to the next slide here.
Is this about LinkedIn Made Simple, the book? Is that what this slide's going to be?
Seven.
Oh, seven. Okay. Ooh, halfway there.
This is all about LinkedIn Made Simple, and this is a simple change, but I think maybe quite an important one, particularly if you're not aware of it. So I noticed that whenever I used to go in to create a post, I always had to change this option because the first option is anyone, the second option is anyone plus Twitter. I noticed the other day that, it's already set. So at some stage, LinkedIn have decided, okay, let's make this sticky. Let's remember what the user did last time and just make that the default, which is pretty darn good, I'd say. These little changes add up, right?
Yeah,
I think they make a difference.
Yeah, so that used to be buried. Like that was there. It just had to be. You had to go find it. Now I like how it's right there now.
Yeah. So that's the other thing.
They're making so many changes that we're gonna have to come out with second edition of LinkedIn Made Simple pretty soon. I think.
8. You're on a roll. I mean, we're 13 minutes 8. 13 minutes in. Yeah. So you. I think you might do it.
I just wonder how many of these screenshots people are grabbing of me and are going to show up somewhere.
Well, yes, we'll have to. We might make that a competition. Speaking of which, I did something a bit different, a bit strange. I decided to make a do-it-yourself poll. And so what I did was, hey, listen, forget about in fact, the question is your question. Whatever question you want to ask in this poll, right? Ask it, because that's the important. So ask the question that you want this poll to be in comments, and vote on yes, no, maybe on your own question, your own poll question. So I was asking people to get creative, but I also said, listen, try and keep it evenly split. And I wanted them to get 33 for all for each of these three, and we got pretty darn close. Yeah. And what I offered was a signed copy of
LinkedIn Made Simple. Whoops, backwards.
9 to the best commented question. So, how about this? How about we look at the actual look at that. Is that cool?
That is.
So I'm going to scroll down, and you and I are going to have a quick look at are polls the best way to get an autographed copy of a book? I quite like that, but I can't give you your own copy autographed by me, so I'm not going to do that. Marmite on Toast by Charlotte. Can you see these, by the way?
Yes.
Great. I think you were after views. That's the statement. There's no question, but Marianne is correct. Rachel Simon, are polls like this the reason people hate polls? Yes.
Probably.
Are you sick of stupid polls? Yes.
Wait, should kissing Andy's butt? What is that? What?
Where?
I saw it somewhere. Bum, bum, bum. I think it was down lower.
Okay.
Or not.
Oh,
There it
yeah.
is.
Should kissing Andy's butt grant bonus points in the contest? Well, possibly. And engagement is a berry, but a strawberry isn't. Has the world gone mad? And I agreed. I said, yep. And it should be teeth paste.
You're gonna use it on one. Only use it on one.
And who is Ryan Rhoten?
David.
Whoa.
I like David.
Who is Ryan Rhoten? Wow. Okay. Why is it not loading more?
You've reached your max. Oh, you gotta load more comments. That's all you can do. I like that one by Deanna right there. Do
Andy Foote and Ryan Rhoten have the best book about LinkedIn that you can buy these days?
That's called LinkedIn Made Simple, by the way.
That's 10. Ariel Lee said she went the same route that Deanna did. Maria says 42. I'm not 42. Do you get that nerdy comment?
I do not.
Should have Googled it. Is this poll the equivalent of being rickrolled? Never going to give you up. Jason Mutzfeld says, do you believe the LinkedIn algorithm is actually a cosmic being that feeds on humans answering polls? Ooh. Is Andy Foote innovating the hell out of LinkedIn Live? It's a rhetorical question. Claire says, looks close, but quite not even yet. Andy Foote, thanks for keeping LinkedIn fun and different. That's more of a statement. Larry Cole says, Andy Foote, is it hard to think of a question? I think, again, he's that would be no from me. Would you nominate Andy Foote to have his own reality TV show? Bruce Johnston, is the LinkedIn algorithm putting too many polls at the top of our homepage feed? Ooh, that's a strong one. We got quite a lot of responses. Any of these jumping out at you? I mean, there are lots of good ones. Do we want to do this live, or do you want to take your time?
I kind of like the one who's Ryan Rhoten.
Yeah, because it's snarky. All right. So who was that? Further up, all the way up.
Yeah, it was far.
Who is the dude? I'm sure it was a dude.
It only counts if you can find him.
I'm sure I'm making everyone a
there
bit
it
busy.
Is. Boom.
There it is. David Frost. David Frost, you are the winner of a autographed, what's the book called again?
LinkedIn Made Simple.
11. Yeah. All right. So that was a live competition of the do-it-yourself poll. All right. So, does that count?
Look at that. That is beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next web thing. Right. So, yeah. So, as I said, the back of the announcement of stories, what's next for video, from Liz Lee, Senior Director Product, LinkedIn. So, I mean, it's vague, right? There's not a much. Yes. There's not a much to unpack here. We introduced stories last year, fun and casual way to share quick video updates. We've learned a ton. Now we're taking those learnings to evolve the stories format into a reimagined video experience across LinkedIn that's even richer and more conversational. We want to embrace mixed media and creative tools of stories in a consistent way across our platform while working to integrate it more tightly with your. So to me, tightly means native videos coming, and it doesn't say exactly. She doesn't say exactly when, right? But she does say that by end of September, stories will be gone.
Right.
Yeah, and so we just will have to wait, I guess. And there's a comment here by a guy called Andy Foote. If I can find it. How come it's not most relevant? Why is it not? I mean,
perhaps your comment is not relevant.
It's to the viewer. You know, didn't you write something about?
I wrote a book with a guy named Andy Foote, ironically enough, called LinkedIn Made Simple.
12.
Do we have any questions coming in while you're scrolling?
You had to remember anyone plus Twitter and then find it. Kathy Vines, just making a comment.
Okay.
If we haven't, do ask any questions in chat, please, and we'll do our best to respond. Anyway, so what I say, I can't find my comment, which is annoying because it was there. What I basically said was, look, that's great news because here's a few things that aren't working for me with LinkedIn Live, and in particular, the comments. It's this weird situation where you have to find the recorded version. You have to find the recorded version, and it's just really, really difficult. And I think that's because there's basically two places LinkedIn stores LinkedIn Lives, the recorded version and the replay version. No, the live version and the replay version. I think they're in two different. But anyway, so comments is a nightmare. There are a couple other things that you can't do, but there's also this, which my I've got a creator mode manager. Have you got one of those, by the way?
I create like you have someone who manages your creator mode.
I've got someone who looks after me. Yeah.
Oh wow, I do not. Yeah. I have to look after myself, which is frightening thought.
you make it sound like I can't look after myself. No, so she's very helpful and helping as much as she can. And she sent me this upcoming changes to LinkedIn events, LinkedIn Live and events, and so not showing much, but it does talk about scheduling a public. So as soon as you schedule a live stream, it creates an event. Whether you like that event post or not, that's what happened with today's and my blinkety blank show tomorrow, and then it's giving you more notice to schedule, so you can do it 7 days in advance.
Yeah, I think they're wanting to become the new webinar platform, if you will.
Yeah, definitely.
In a lot of ways, they're moving in that direction.
Yep.
I mean, if we did that, we could do webinars on our book, LinkedIn Made Simple.
Right. 12?
13.
13? One. All right, two more to go.
2 away from record territory.
2 more to go. All right, man. So, that's what I wanted to just bring up. Let me go back to the pied-à-terre. All right, so we got 4 people in the audience. Any questions you may have, please do ask, and we are glad to have you with us. What else? What else do we want to chat about? If anything new, anything that you learned on your travels in your nice RV?
Yeah. So we learned a lot of things, and we ran into just a couple of issues. No big deal. But we learned more than anything else that we can survive in like 46 square feet. Might be 50.
It's such a hardship.
I did also learn that I've got a designated place now in the cabinets where I will keep copies of LinkedIn Made Simple.
Oh, that was so slick.
That I can hand them out when I visit people, because I've started visiting clients when we're in the area. So now I can hand them books.
That's cool. And it doesn't count if I say LinkedIn Made Simple, does it?
No, probably not. Probably not. It's my challenge, right? You challenged me. But I do have plenty of copies of LinkedIn Made Simple right over here.
All right.
So I have
So memory test. What was the name of the winner?
Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration.
What? David, was it David Frost?
Yes.
David Frost. Yeah,
it was.
All right, man. Yeah, so cool. Do I have anything else to share?
Does anybody have questions? Bring in questions.
Yeah, we do need questions. We do need questions.
They can even ask, how am I doing this thing? Most people might know, but
how are you doing that thing?
It's a Snapchat camera.
Snapchat camera.
Yeah. So if you go download, if you search for Snap Camera, you can download it. And then you get access to all these Snapchat filters that you can use in Zoom meetings or whatever.
It's really clever. I mean, it's like, I think not just the cleverness, but the reality of it, right? Because whenever you're doing a green screen, you don't want any kind of fuzziness. You want it to look as real as possible. I think that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, and they got it nailed down for sure. It looks good.
Excellent. Snapchat camera. Very good.
If I wanted to be a piece of bread, I could do that.
Yummy. Yummy. Yeah. So so I've got some news, Shrek.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah, so my news is that not only am I lucky enough to have LinkedIn Live, but I also may be lucky enough to be getting something beginning with N, ending in S.
Nintendo's
news.
Oh, newsletters. Those things that are like hidden from the world.
Yes. Apparently, I think the rollout might be reaching me. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah,
you should. You have a big enough audience that you should have one.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's just that. I think it's the fact that my natural thing is long form content. That's you're just monkeying around. That's I love writing articles and I love getting stuck in. And even though we've got 2,000 characters in short form, sometimes it's just not enough, and they don't get indexed by Google. So,
right,
we wrote something about that.
We did in this book called LinkedIn Made Simple, and
is that the record? Is the record.
This is Sparta! Lens on. I probably should have been Patrick. That would have been better.
Did you hear the road?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I wonder if there's a Ferris Bueller one in here. Yeah. I think I'm wondering if we're turning more people away today than we are attracting them.
It's always possible. But the thing that, obviously we need to do is stick to a cadence. And I know I messed that up because by cadence, I mean, if we're going to do it, we need to do it every day at the same time, same day, right? Just so people get, and, I changed it today because I was busy. So it's later than usual. But so, yeah, definitely that's on us.
Yeah.
To build up that audience. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was Leah Turner. Do you know Leah Turner?
I do, yeah. Well, so I mean, not personally, but
yeah. So she's a friend, and someone went after her big time last week. I think it was last week in the UK, and basically accused her of plagiarism, which is it's always shocking when that's done, right? And then he not only did he do that in a very public way, but he also basically said, "I have proof, I have evidence, and I can prove this." And she's a liar if she says different. And it was just so nasty and so what's the expression?
Wrong.
Yes, wrong. But if you wrestle with pigs, then you both end up with mud, right?
Yeah,
on your all over yourself. And she also was trying her best to deal with it with LinkedIn, because she said, "Look, I don't know what this guy's talking about." And then if you look at his more recent posts, and I took a screenshot, his most recent post was pointing to his profile his profile views being boosted by 504%. And he basically that was his motive. He more or less admitted, this is why I did what I did. And now he's gone. he's been removed.
I was gonna say, what is the point of that? And yes, he should have been.
Yeah. It's the point from, and this is the problem, right? If someone has a high profile on LinkedIn, then obviously they've built up this audience over time.
Yeah.
And someone who is trying to, ride the coattails, somehow, get published, get oxygen, based on what that person has done and built up. There's a better phrase for it, because that's obviously, what is it? It's a combination of gaslighting,
probably words we can't say, but
faux plagiarism, and it was just, and she was distraught. It's like no one wants to be accused of that, regardless of whether it's true or not, and it certainly wasn't. But there's I don't know if LinkedIn actually acted because of that or because of something else he did, because this chap has been up to all sorts. Which I won't go into. So that was disappointing in that, it happened, right? Because if people see that, they might try it with others,
right?
Or the same person, Leah, and B, that Leah was struggling to have LinkedIn take action, right? So it's like, investigate and then take action. Don't say, because he at one point had a LinkedIn help person saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about this." What? where's the proof? Show the proof, and ideally don't do it in public at all, right?
Right.
You go person to person, regardless.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I think we do cover that. We cover etiquette in LinkedIn Made Simple. All right.
This book. Are you talking about this book right here, LinkedIn Made Simple, or a different one?
Is that 16? 17?
Yeah, 16, I think.
Jeez. All right. So anything else? I'm sure we'll get. See, this is what I mean about comments. We'll get people commenting on the replay, and then we'll have to, because some people will comment and think it's live. That's the other confusing thing about the way it's set up, right? It's just quite strange.
Yeah, but you would think, never mind. Never mind.
All right. So before we go,
yes.
Are we going to stick to Wednesday? Do we still like Wednesdays?
I still like Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Hump day. Like people need some encouragement to get through the rest of the week.
And does the time still work for you?
Depends on which time, but yes, I'll just go with yes.
Excellent. I think we need more LinkedIn lives from your RV. I thought that was quite exciting when you did that.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Don't think that won't happen again. That's gonna happen.
You pulled it off. I mean, you definitely managed to do it.
That was probably the one thing that, you asked, what did I learn? That was probably one of the one things that I did learn, even though thousands probably of people do it throughout the country. Like, until you do it and experience it yourself, there's always that doubt. Can I do this? Will this happen? But it's 100% possible to work remote from literally anywhere that you have an internet connection. Yeah.
Because also, did you find that a lot of people were in the parking areas where, or the parks that you were at? Because that was the other thing about the whole van life and RV thing. There was this huge uptick because of COVID, where people were, itching to get out and explore, but B, wanted to do that within the confines of their, whatever it is, their RV or their van, and yet still enjoy the great American outdoors. Was it overpopulated or
it depends. One thing we learned is anytime the campground says resort, we will stay away from it.
Yeah.
Especially if the fee per night is more than $20, because they're usually like full, just completely full, and full with craziness happening around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say probably 50-50. A lot of the campgrounds were full versus not full. We even in our last night, we picked a more expensive place to stay just because we wanted to be away. And it was still full, but it was spaced out enough that you didn't feel like there were, others right on top of you.
Yeah, you weren't right next to each other. And I think from memory, you said one of the best places that you'd visited was it near Kansas City?
Yeah, it was a really nice state park in Kansas. And actually, it wasn't even a state park. It's Army Corps of Engineers. And it was like a reservoir lake area. And it was really nice. It was just north of the Oklahoma border in Kansas. Really quiet. There was no one in our area. Like I think there were 15 campsites in our area, and we were the only people there.
Wow.
So that was nice.
Yeah, it's like having the whole resort not to yourself.
Yeah, I held 2 client meetings from a bench out literally in the woods, and
Sweet.
got to read a little bit about LinkedIn Made Simple, the book, because I heard that's a really good book. That's 16.
I've heard that too. I need to read that.
You should. Isn't it funny though? Here's the thing: like people may not realize this, but once authors publish a book, typically you don't go back and look at it. Yeah. Like you may revisit it after a year or two just to make sure that it's still highly relevant, but yeah. We're not like picking this up all the time because we read it probably 50 to 70 times before it came in this form that people could buy.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Good. All right. And I think this was also a test of and I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with it.
Other than tell people the URL for without looking. What is it?
All right. So it's www.
Yeah, so you have to think about it. That's why it's not a great name.
No, I got it. It's mmhmm.com. Yes. I like the way that different people pronounce it.
Yeah.
Some will say
right.
Some will do a lot shorter.
The funniest part for me was I was watching the videos that the guy, one of the creators or whoever he's walking you through it, he is so good at putting it in there. It makes me wonder how many takes did it take him to do that without laughing?
Right. Yeah.
He's just so smooth with it.
He is. And yeah, every time he says it, it's quite funny. All right. For everyone that joined us, thank you so much. We didn't have any questions. Kathy made a comment, but we didn't have any questions, which is fine.
Unusual though.
It is unusual. Normally we get questions. And we got 4 with us right now. One of the 4, if you can hear me, type in A. All right, we got 3. Someone left.
3.
No, hold on. Is that counting us though? Is the 3? That might be. It might only be one person.
I don't know. Whoever's online watching us right now live, type in.
Kathy Vines is typed A. Thank you, Kathy.
Kathy Vines. Is there someone else on besides Kathy?
If you are not Kathy and you have not typed A in comments, please type A so that we can actually see who you are. Because that's the other thing that LinkedIn Live doesn't do right now, and hopefully native.
I see and I'm here.
Yeah, Kathy says I'm here. Yeah, I can't wait for the next version of LinkedIn. Oh, and the other comment I made to Liz Lee. Hello, Rushik. Welcome. Catch it on the replay. The other thing I commented in that post about the demise of stories was, is this also going to include LinkedIn audio? Will that be part of?
Yeah.
Will that be part of the launch? I do hope so. I've been very patient.
Yeah. As has Kathy, if she's been here the entire time.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure she's. Well, I hope that she's picked up some stuff from the slides that I shared. I hope that was useful. All right, man. So well done on the record. Yes, I think it's a wrap. Well done on the record. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much. New standard.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go so far to call it a standard.
Well, hey, once you set a record, you can't have another record unless you have a baseline or a standard to work from.
Oh,
so there
please.
you go.
Oh, please. Kathy. Thank you. Rushik, welcome. Hopefully you can catch us next time. We will be doing this every Wednesday at 12 Central my time. I think isn't that?
It's 11.
That's 11. Yeah, 11 Mountain Time.
Yeah, at least while I'm here. If I'm not here, then it could be who knows what time it could be.
Because you're a digital nomad, you and your good wife.
Yes.
All right, brother.
By the way, we bought the kayaks we talked about before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
we folded them up and unfolded it last night.
What about? Have you got the GoPro?
No, I got to get a GoPro this weekend.
Get the GoPro in the water housing and then dip it below on a. Dude, I splurged and I got all kinds of accessories for my GoPro because I did Bike the Drive here in Chicago, and I had a helmet mount, I had a wrist mount, everything. So those things are amazing, and the battery life, by the way, we should get sponsored by, by GoPro.
Yeah,
that would be good. The battery life all day on this thing, and I had the remote as well on my bike handlebars, so I just pressed that to take video. Change the setting. Just so convenient. Really impressed.
It's way better than trying to use your phone to do all that.
Yeah, I mean the phone. The last thing you want is for your phone to drop.
Right.
Yeah,
so, in a lake, on the ground, whatever.
Yeah, the GoPro is rambunctious, robust.
That's
all right.
It is.
Well, thank you for everyone who joined us and who tuned in live. Hope you enjoyed the replay. If you did, please comment to say yes, that was useful, that was interesting or fun. Tell us what you'd like us to cover next time. We'll go anywhere and everywhere on LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn platform. And well, always a pleasure, Ryan.
Yeah, same. We can even we might even be able to do like remote stuff where we can show our desktops or whatnot.
Yeah.
That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine's incredibly messy right now, but I've got 2 giant LEDs, so I get best green screen effect. I messed around with the microphone for ages because I didn't want it looking out of shot, because you can see that, that's floating in midair. Yeah, attention to detail. All right, and tune into Blinkety Blank tomorrow at noon Central Time. It's a madcap quiz show, and I've got some interesting guests.
All right, sounds good.
All right, brother, take care.
Have a good week.
And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.